The postseason tyre test has concluded, shedding light on the current situation of teams still uncertain about their 2025 lineups. Two prominent examples are Red Bull and their junior team, Racing Bulls. While this tyre test was intended to provide Coda an opportunity to secure a seat, it appears the Austrian squad has decided on Liam Lawson, potentially promoting him over Coda or bringing Hadjar from Formula 2 into the fold. However, one major hurdle remains: Sergio Perez's contract, which complicates their decision-making process in ways they haven't encountered with other drivers. This raises the question: could this uncertainty prompt Coda to explore opportunities with other teams, like Aston Martin? The Red Bull and Racing Bulls lineups remain one of the last unsolved mysteries for the 2025 grid. While there is a general sense of how things might shape up, nothing is set in stone. Perez has openly admitted his position is under threat, leaving the situation tense. The tyre test in Abu Dhabi was likely Coda's first and last chance to make a strong impression as a contender for the second seat at Red Bull in 2025. Despite Honda Racing president Koji Watanabe advocating for Coda, the odds are stacked against him. Watanabe recently shared insights on this situation, stating, "I returned to Japan from Abu Dhabi yesterday afternoon, and on Saturday I had various discussions about the drivers for next season and beyond. The team ultimately has the right to decide on drivers, and our opinion is merely a reference. From HRC's perspective, we believe Coda has the talent to be promoted to Red Bull and should be considered a candidate. We wanted to give him a chance to showcase his skills, and the test allowed him to do just that." He praised Coda for his detailed analysis of the differences between the VC car and the RB20, adding that Coda provided valuable feedback and appeared confident in the car. However, Red Bull seems firm in their decision to promote Lawson instead, citing his ability to meet performance expectations. Lawson has gained significant support within the team. Despite being outqualified by his teammate in all 6 races they competed in together, he managed to score 4 points. This performance has bolstered his candidacy to replace Perez. Red Bull's Hadjar also spoke highly of Lawson, stating, "Liam has done a very good job under challenging circumstances. His race pace has been impressive, and he has met expectations. Yuki has also done well, but when deciding what happens with Checo, both Lawson and Yuki will be the primary options we consider." The question now arises: what more can Yuki Tsunoda do to secure a chance with Red Bull? Unfortunately for him, the team seems resolute in moving in a different direction. This could lead to Tsunoda's next opportunity being with Aston Martin, particularly if Honda intervenes and influences one of the most debated driver lineups, potentially replacing the aging Fernando Alonso. The relationship between Lance and his father, who owns the team, often sparks discussions of favoritism. However, with new arrivals like Ney and Cardal and the involvement of Honda, there's hope for significant improvements. The team's performance fell drastically after a promising start in 2023, but these changes might be what they need to bounce back. Meanwhile, Red Bull's situation remains unchanged in terms of their drivers. Despite some doubts about Lawson's experience as Verstappen's teammate, he has shown impressive stability and consistency. During the Pirelli tyre tests, Lawson completed the most laps of any driver. This not only proves his ability to deliver extraordinary performance, but also highlights his valuable feedback for the engineers. With Red Bull finishing third in the Constructors' Championship, they now have more time in the wind tunnel to develop their car. Red Bull's clear goal has been to have 2 drivers who can consistently score points, especially after Perez's struggles. While Lawson may not outperform Verstappen due to the Dutchman's brilliance and ability to win championships, even with less competitive cars, he could still come close. If Lawson performs well, Red Bull might consider promoting Isaac Hadjar, who recently finished as the runner-up in the Formula 2 Championship. This would align with Red Bull's tradition of promoting drivers from their academy, a practice they've strayed from in the past, with exceptions like Perez and Cardal. Yuki Tsunoda, however, faces an uncertain future with Red Bull. Despite his strong performances, he expressed doubts about whether he's genuinely in contention for the Red Bull seat. Tsunoda admitted it's painful to feel overlooked by the team he's been loyal to for years. Yet, with Aston Martin gaining an edge due to their partnership with Honda starting in 2026, Tsunoda remains an attractive option for other teams. Red Bull's decision regarding Perez's future isn't straightforward. Perez still has a year left on his $16 million contract. Breaking the contract would not only require a payout, but could also strain the team financially, especially after losing $20 million by dropping from first to third in the constructors' standings. This loss has already frustrated employees who were expecting substantial bonuses. Despite Perez's insistence that his contract stands, his recent comments reveal a hint of vulnerability. He mentioned upcoming talks with Red Bull to determine the next steps. This marks a shift, as Perez has always portrayed himself as being in control of his future. However,